It's estimated that 15 to 20% of the workforce identifies as neurodiverse. So that's 1 in every 5 people. But on my team, that's 1 in every 2 people. Welcome to my business, Chez Jeunesse. We are a French-inspired restaurant in downtown Greensboro, North Carolina, and we offer an integrated hiring model, meaning that 50% of our team is disabled and 50% is non-disabled, and we are on a mission to change the way that our world both views and employs people with disabilities. We are most famous, I think, for our weekend brunch, and in specific, our lemon ricotta pancakes. Today, we are going to dive into the impact of neurodiversity on the workplace and specifically how neurodiverse employees benefit work environments. It's probably no surprise based on the business model that I just shared that I do believe neurodiversity is a value add in any work environment. There are a lot of factors at play when creating a positive team culture. Simply acknowledging or accepting neurodiversity does not automatically up the work-life quality of your work team. So today we're going to talk about that. We're going to go down a path of exploring not just how neurodiversity benefits a work environment, but then the responsibility that that work environment has of supporting all of its employees, but then also including its neurodiverse ones. I'm going to walk you through 3 points today over the course of my workday while I'm doing some projects because that's what the workday looks like for me today. But with each of those 3 points, we're going to explore one way that neurodiversity benefits a work environment and then one responsibility or action that that work environment has to uphold that. Number 1, when you increase the number of brains in a group and the number of brains that operate in different ways, you increase the ability to see and understand life, work, and problem solving from different angles. I'm going to give you an analogy of standing around a circle. If the circle represents a problem and you have someone standing on this side looking at the problem this way, this is all the people with similar typed brains looking at it. They're only getting one viewpoint. Whereas adding neurodiversity to your team, you start to have more and more perspectives circling up around that circle, giving you the opportunity to see something in a much more holistic way. This does require willingness among the team and leaders to listen and encourage problem solving from all brains in your workforce. Number 2, communication. A lot of times people who don't identify as neurodiverse see communication with neurodivergent people as a barrier and something that is hard or even negative, but I actually think it's the opposite. By and large, and I say by and large because every person is different, neurodivergent humans are more direct and take things more literally. Those are really helpful skills and traits in a work environment. It saves time. You're not reading between the lines or looking for subtext. Communication is what it is, and it's usually really honest, which is honestly super helpful. I am pro neurodivergent communication styles and think that the rest of our world could take a lesson from our neurodivergent brains on this one. That is a practice and it takes some time, especially depending on what culture or environment you're in. For me here in the South is not very direct. So it's taken time to break down some of the culture that I was raised in and be willing to be more upfront and direct and to spell things out. But that's definitely been a value add on my team. Number 3, increasing neurodiversity, if inclusion is at the root of it, pushes or increases creativity within the workplace. It can challenge the status quo and shift the way systems and operations have operated, creating space for new ideas and ways of working to take root. Again, this is where it's important to distinguish that the responsibility of improving work culture is not only on the shoulders of the neurodivergent employees. It's less, does neurodiversity make a better work environment, and more, is our work environment willing to be better for all employees? Real talk, as we're wrapping up the day. This is sometimes really, really hard. And there was a big adjustment period for me with my team when we first started. When our restaurant first opened, we had a major learning curve. When I say major, I am not exaggerating. It was really hard at first. Almost nobody on my team had ever worked in a restaurant before. So there was that learning curve, but then there also is the learning curve of we have a wide array and variety of needs and interests and skills among this team, and trying to learn how to make those initial accommodations and set up our business in a way that was inclusive and supportive to people with disabilities and people who were coming to work with a lot of different experiences and a lot of different needs. And when I say needs, a lot of them are very just practical and logistical, and that's the example that I'm going to give you here, which was transportation. A lot of my team relies on public transportation to get to and from work, which doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal, but our public transportation, especially in smaller parts of the US, just aren't set up to be super effective and efficient. They're not always very reliable, and you have a business that needs to rely on its employees and its employees being there at a specific time and then leaving at a specific time. So there was a big jump at the beginning trying to figure out how to understand and work with the public transportation system, how to do our scheduling in order to make sure that all of the needs of the business were being met and that our team could actually get to work and then leave work when they needed to. And that was an adjustment, but figuring out how to have a space where teammates could wait because their transportation dropped them off before their shift started, how to orchestrate our schedule so that the people who are opening and then people who are closing, that they have like a time frame or window that they could set their transportation to make sure that they're here on time and that they're finishing their work before they leave. So at the beginning, it was like people's buses and rides were coming to pick them up, but the work wasn't done. And then the people who did drive to work were stuck doing the rest of the work, because when someone's bus is here, it's like, well, I have to leave, otherwise I have no way to get home. So anyways, it was clunky and it was hard and it took a while to figure out, but that's not the fault of any one person. And it was something that as a business, we took on trying to understand and then develop some good systems and structures in order for that to work well for our team and for us. And we did do that. And every once in a while, we still run into roadblocks with it. But for the most part, that has been smooth. It just took the time to actually dig into it and figure it out to make it work. So that's where we've done that in a lot of different areas. It's benefited our team as a whole. It benefits the business as a whole, but you do have to be dedicated and willing to take the time to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And that's what does happen with a lot of businesses. So the long and the short of it, here we are as we're finishing up, is you already have neurodiverse people on your team. Every work team already has people who are neurodivergent who are working for them. Are you going to embrace, accept, and include that and actually use it to the benefit of your business? Or are you going to continue to stay stuck in the ways and the processes and the line of thinking that have preceded the awareness of neurodiversity? Or are you willing to change it up? So that's it. That's what I got for you today. Thanks for being here. If you have questions, comments, please drop them below. I'll see you next time.